When she jumps at her robot comes storming ahead of you like miniguns and going berserk. And if I destroy the robot, do I kill her too?
No. Okay, so
see this as a new person, I'm like, which one am I supposed to shoot?
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Critical Arcade. I'm your co-host Nick.
And I'm Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Hello, Nick.
If you'll excuse me real quick.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
There we go. Everybody recognised that. That's the funeral song. And why are we playing that song?
We thank you for gathering here today in remembrance of the 2016 game Overwatch 1.
Yes, like I said, I didn't know it well, but I'd heard very good stories about it.
Yes, Overwatch 1, ye shall be remembered fondly, definitely not by your successor.
Oh, wow. Like I said, it's fascinating because, ladies and gents, Nick has a big history with Overwatch, and I have zero history with Overwatch. And I don't particularly know like the backstories and all the other thing that's involved, but I know it's a big deal to a lot of people. But so it's fascinating to, like I said, I didn't even know by the sound of things that Overwatch 1 is a lot better than Overwatch 2.
That's right.
That's
right.
See, I didn't know.
Huge. So, ladies and gents, for those that haven't guessed, today we're going to talk about Overwatch 2, the 2022 game that got released a week ago.
Yeah, this is like our first close to release date review. It's exciting, exciting stuff.
Yes. And the only reason for that is because it's free.
Yes, finally, something that's it within our budget. That's what we like to see.
Yeah. That's true. Overwatch 2 got released a week ago, off the back, quite literally, of Overwatch 1.
Yeah.
A game that released in 2016 to quite a lot of fanfare, I might add.
Oh yes, no doubt. Hell, even I knew that. I never played it. Again, I was busy, and I know it's a taboo to say, but I never actually played the first one. But yeah, this was Blizzard's second coming, wasn't it? When they released Overwatch.
Most definitely.
Yeah, that's right. I remember.
And a short-lived second coming.
Yes. And that's fundamentally, sadly, not necessarily the studios. It's Blizzard's itself's problem, no? With all their turbulent history and their horrible work ethics and all
work
that.
Ethics and toxic work environment. Yeah, we don't need to get into all of that.
No, but it is sad.
Yeah, today we're going to be looking at not only Overwatch 2, but also Overwatch 1, because it is impossible to talk about just Overwatch 2 without talking about Overwatch 1 as well.
Yeah, like I said, ladies and gents, Nick is very much a fanboy, so he knows, I don't know, everything about Overwatch 1. So, like I said, I'm generally here as a listener too, because I'm really intrigued by your perspective more than mine, because you know, you lived Overwatch 1, and now you're seeing like the second child, and I can only imagine you wish the first child would come back. I can imagine that's the premise, right?
Correct. When Overwatch 2 got released, I played it religiously in 2016, even before when they just released the beta.
Oh, really? You were
yes, yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I was part of the beta group for Overwatch 1. It was such a big hit that it stuck with me, and I bought the game when it released. That I've played it from 2016 up until a very significant moment where I realized that all I was doing was playing Overwatch. I was 100% addicted to this game, and it was a very unhealthy habit.
That's crazy. Like, out of curiosity, how many hours would you say? I know it's a guesstimate. How many hours into Overwatch?
How many hours I've got into Overwatch?
Yeah.
Oof, it's a couple of thousand.
That's a lot. That's a lot of hours. Damn.
It's too many. Way too many.
But like I said, it's almost a fairly common problem now. I'm sure our listeners also may have heard, is that people are getting that endorphin hit, that adrenaline buzz and stuff from online gaming instead of other things in life. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's one of these things about game, but people are getting an addiction to that feel and to keep that feeling. which
100%.
Which seems to be getting more prevalent as like the years go on, with more online gaming and everything that's coming into play. It's it's relatively scary.
It is very scary. It is a very unfortunate thing to happen, but a lot of influenceable young people, or not even young people, but any type of person can become addicted to video games, just like, I don't know, drugs or alcohol. There's a certain chemical, endorphins, is that?
That's it. It's the endorphin release when you play better than others, just like any other sport or anything like that. When you're the best or you do something great, your body does release chemicals and endorphins to make you feel good. And the opposite if you're doing bad, strangely enough.
I am quite okay to talk about this now, but for a number of years, I was addicted to Overwatch to the point where it started to have a very negative impact on my personal life.
Yeah, family and
relationships, my career. It got very hairy.
That's
very
crazy.
Hairy.
It's crazy because people don't. It's. I know it's a subject that's relatively talked about, but people can't really believe it because drugs is addictive and nicotine's addictive and all these other things that have been prevalent in the world for the last 50, 60, 100 years. But then you talk about addiction to like computer games and people kind of laugh it off. That's like, you can't be addicted to computer. That's just a computer game. Just switch off your computer. Go outside.
Just stand up. Just get off the computer.
People say
it's
that,
easy as that.
But it isn't that simple. We're talking about a chemical imbalance or a chemical rush, which is the exact same thing you get from cigarettes and cocaine. And all. It's lesser strength in my knowledge, but it is still the same thing. It is very shocking, much. And it's like I said, Nick's told me before. He generally. It became a big enough problem, and he was lucky. I believe you were lucky enough to have people point it out and say enough is enough, right?
That's right. The person in this instance, the first and most important person to tell me this was my girlfriend at the time, now my wife, told me that this is becoming an issue. I don't have a job. I was lounging at home while she earned an income. And she told me, like, turn this off, get a job, and sort things out. Get your life back in order. I realized that she was telling the truth, and that's exactly what I did. That is exactly what I did. I quit Overwatch cold turkey, and...
Is that because you could see what potentially you were going to lose? Like, I know it's a harsh thing to say, but...
I guess so.
Because, like I said... he's married now and he's very happy. But the idea, like I said, I can think about what you've got now and what you might have lost if you, chose Overwatch. I know it's a stupid thing to say. That's that's crazy.
It does sound a bit silly.
But it's the truth of the matter.
That's like trying to explain depression. Someone's just really, really, really sad, which isn't the case. Depression is very real.
Yeah, it's true. It's just very sad. Yeah. Oh, so no, it's crazy. I mean, I know we're sorry, ladies and gents. I know we are talking about Overwatch, but this type of thing, it's very fascinating. At least I find it, and it's insane. It's insane what which doors you decide to take in life. You can either take door A, which would be Overwatch and becoming the champion, or door B, which would be wife, family, friends, and and a career. Which is it's just mad to think that was all. The precipice was a computer game, which I know that blows my mind. It blows my mind.
It's true. It does. I mean, it does sound a bit silly.
I don't mean to try and belittle it. I actually find it like. Remember, Nick he was a grown man. So can you imagine what teenagers are dealing with? Like who don't have the ability to process it. So I know we're going off, and by all means, to be able to not process this, because I remember. Sorry, we're going off tangent. Remember when Fortnite went down for like 3 days due to maintenance or server issues? And then YouTube was just flooded with these videos of like 10-year-olds losing their minds because when they could come back from school, they couldn't play Fortnite for an hour before dinner or something. And that kind of freaked me out as well, because I remember I was playing computer games at, 8 or 10, that age. I was never that... enthused in it so much that I'd have a tantrum or lose my mind or cry. I find it weird the psyche that video games is, or the effect video games is having on the psyche of all of us to some degree. Sorry, sorry, I'm going off on one now, so I do that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. It's interesting.
It is.
We can have a load of episodes on exactly this topic.
Yeah, it is. I find this
in our bonus episodes for our patrons.
Yeah. Everybody keep an eye out for that, because that's something I could talk about for days on end. Like, I really find it fascinating and scary in the same right. And I've been a subject to it myself. You know, I think I've played games for too long, and then you even have that mindset where, I should do the dishes, and then or whatever, and you say, I'll just do it tomorrow, and then you play an extra 3 hours. Like, that's a rationale into playing computer games for some reason.
And it just escalates.
Yeah, that's right. It just keeps piling up. Well, anyway, Overwatch.
So, right.
Yeah, go on.
For this entire reason, I genuinely became a bit anxious about doing this week's episode. Of playing Overwatch 2 for a week. And then just hopping off and doing some other things. I got genuinely scared that I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, I can imagine that. It's the same as like starting smoking again and then expecting to be able to stop afterwards. Yeah, it's scary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I can confidently say that Overwatch 2 is such a huge mess that I don't feel inclined to ever play it again.
Thank you, Blizzard, for doing that.
Thank you, Blizzard, for keeping me healthy.
For doing what we all knew you were going to do and mess up the launch of Overwatch 2. That almost rhymed.
Right. Overwatch 2 is a huge mess. A lot of people aren't even calling it Overwatch 2, they're calling it Overwatch 1.5.
Ah, yes, understandably. The internet.
Because
it's so wiki.
it's just a content update. That is all it is.
Oh, okay. See, that's again.
And not even a lot of content.
Yeah. So out of curiosity, what? I know a couple things. What's the difference between 1 and 2? I know they've gone down from 6v6 to 5v5.
That's right.
And they've I think they took out 2 maps because they were too problematic, I think. And then that's about it. I know there's all these play walls to unlock characters and stuff, but that I found standard affair. What big differences do you note? I don't know, we should probably go into the subjects for the categories for this if you really wanted, but I'm intrigued. Why is it worse? Apart from, say, server issues and stuff, why is it worse?
It's worse because of what Blizzard promised Overwatch 2 would be.
Oh, okay.
Right? Almost the same stuff that Cyberpunk 2077 happened. They overpromised and underdelivered.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That is exactly what happened to Overwatch 2. They overpromised and underdelivered. When they announced Overwatch 2, they said there was going to be this huge PvE segment of the game, a story mode, a campaign.
Ah, okay.
Right?
Yes, okay, that's certainly not there.
That's what they said Overwatch 2 was going to be. Play your favorite heroes with skill trees, different abilities.
Oh, yeah.
And go through this campaign story mode with all your favorite characters.
Oh, that's cool. That would have been cool. Yeah, I'm with you.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what they said Overwatch 2 was going to be. And that is nowhere in sight. Not even mentioned. Nothing.
So do you think they're just cashing in on the the holiday hype, like to get in there before Christmas and all that? Then
I think the emphasized bit in that sentence should be cashing in.
Well, that's disappointing.
Right?
I didn't know that.
It's super disappointing. A sequel is supposed to be an entirely new experience. It's an entirely new game.
Yeah.
And what Overwatch 2 gave us essentially was a battle pass.
Yes. People have fundamentally said the same thing. I was reading the same.
And that just shows you where Blizzard's priorities are with the battle pass, with getting money.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Money. It's disheartening because Blizzard used to be one of the good ones.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, but granted, a few years ago now, but yeah, everybody knew Blizzard was one of those big kind of happy family type companies, and then that just slowly but just degraded into a mess. But again, we won't go into that. Okay, so should we let's jump into the categories then, and then I can ask more, because like I said, I'm blank slate, which is quite interesting because I didn't have all the history with the game, it makes it quite an interesting perspective. So this is one thing which shocked me. Where first category is narrative. Now, I've been playing Overwatch 2 for the last few weeks and stuff, and I genuinely didn't spot one. Whereas I've now found out I'm insane. Like, I don't know, am I just old? Did I miss something? You know, I go on there and I did some trainings and tutorials and they showed me how to do it, and the next thing we're doing was shooting each other. Okay, so tell me where I'm wrong. Go on.
Overwatch. All of this started back in the day with Overwatch 1, right? Sometime in 2016, before the game even launched, I think even before the beta, they released classic Blizzard released some cinematic videos.
Yes, I remember those.
Yeah, and they were Pixar quality.
Yeah, they still are. They even won awards, to my knowledge, for like short videos.
I think so too.
Yeah.
They released 1 or 2 every year.
Yeah. I remember
for
that.
about 3 or 4 years. Mm-hmm. But anyway, the first one started before the game even released.
Yeah, good idea.
It was called Recall, and that was Winston, one of the big gorilla characters.
Yeah, the gorilla dude. Yeah, I played him.
Gorilla dude. He's Winston. He's one of the more favorite ones. He's very lovable. His character's great.
I liked him.
He would reopen all the communications for all the members of the Overwatch strike team.
Okay.
That was the first cinematic.
Okay,
and that
cool.
was what launched the game. And I remember they announced that the story for the game is going to be separate to the game of the game.
Okay, yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
The story is going to happen like with videos on YouTube. It's going to happen with voice lines. It's going to happen with sprays and emotes and...
So it was going to develop
comic books,
like develop alongside the release of the game. So it's like a partner type thing. You'd play the game as a online thing, but you'd see the narrative develop alongside it somewhere, right? Yeah.
Yes, and
that's cool.
It would continue. It would continue to develop years after it released.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was the case up until a very specific point. They were drip feeding the story.
Yeah, I remember. I remember the videos being released. I never actually watched them, but I remember them being released.
At the start, it was very cool, but it started to slow down to an excruciatingly slow rate.
Yeah, was that after launch, right?
This was after launch.
Yeah,
They'd release one comic every month, and then it stopped. They'd release an animated short every 6 months, and then it stopped.
Oh, that's not a good sign, is it? Yeah, I'm with you.
No, it's not. It's not. But the actual narrative, the actual story, the backstory and the lore and the ongoing story, everything for Overwatch was genuinely very, very, very good. Very good.
That's like I said. That's interesting. Yeah, go on.
And this continues in Overwatch 2, but it continues with a lowercase c.
Yeah, so out of curiosity, if we just stick to Overwatch 2, what did I miss? Were there trailers before the game's release and stuff like that? Were there videos that developed on the story further or something?
Yes.
Okay. So that's probably the part I'm missing. Which means my review is basically just based on the game. So as a newbie, I guess I'm unbiased to some degree because I didn't even know there were other videos.
That's totally fair. Upon release, they released 2 animated shorts. One for 2 out of the 3 new characters. Did you see the new characters?
I think so, but like I said, because I don't know the old ones. There was that.
Okay.
There's that woman with the knife that you can throw and come back. I don't know their names.
There are 3 ladies. The Junk Queen.
That's it.
Kiriko,
the Junk Queen. That's right. That's her name.
Kiriko and oh man, it's something with an S. Sojourn.
Okay, yeah.
And this is one thing that I also really, 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 really like about Overwatch. Every single character is unique. Every single character is identifiable and likable to a degree, but they're all unique.
No, that's very
very,
true.
Very unique.
They're all also nationalities, aren't they?
Yes, that's also very true.
Yeah, I thought that was very cool.
But even not just the big ones like USA and China.
No, exactly. Yeah,
Russia,
no, exactly. Yeah, that's right.
Africa. Small ones like the one healer, Batiste, he's from Haiti.
Oh, that's cool. Now, like I said, I heard I like all the, like I said, the accents and stuff were quite fun, and some of them, I may be mistaken, are relatively famous voices. No.
That's right. The voice for McCree/Cassidy is Matt Mercer.
See? And I don't know her name. I know there's a very famous, I think she's an Indian lady or something like that. You never watched the series Expanse? Did you?
No, I haven't watched The Expanse.
It's going to be very hard because I don't know her name, but I know she's a very good Indian actress, and I'm pretty sure she also voices one of, I can only imagine, an Indian lady in the game. I don't know which character.
The Indian character Symmetra.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's her voice. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty good at my voice. Like I said, I did enjoy the voiceover stuff is also spot on. It's good. It's very well done.
It's good because this game, the core, the fundamentals, and about like the first 3-4 pillars of this game was still made by good Blizzard.
Yes, and that gentleman you've mentioned to me, right? What was his name?
Yes, his name was Jeff Kaplan.
Yeah, and he was he's basically the spearhead. That he's the last part of the good Blizzard that's now gone, fundamentally.
It is so sad, but you're entirely correct. Daddy Jeff on this game was he helmed a very good team. He ran a tight ship and he made Overwatch, and it was good. It was good, David. I'm getting sad just thinking about it.
Yeah, I can hear that. Yeah.
When Blizzard turned to the dark side, they had entirely new ideas of where to take this game, and Jeff didn't agree, so he left.
Yeah, I understand. I can respect that. You wouldn't want to see your baby, your magnum opus, whatever, being ruined by other people. I'd leave too.
Exactly. And when Jeff Kaplan left, everyone thought, "Oh, that's it for Overwatch. It's done. It's done." And to a degree, they were right.
Yeah, true.
We stopped getting these drip-feeded story beats, comics, animated shorts, anything. We even stopped getting characters added. We got, one character added almost in a 2-year time span.
Oh, wow.
2 years. You'd get one character.
No, that's crazy.
It's insane. So Blizzard took this game in a different direction.
But the original one had the whole controversy with loot boxes as well, right?
That's right. We'll get to that.
Okay, yeah, go on.
We'll get to that. But where was I? Oh, right. They stopped updating the game at all. This live service game they promised they'd support. They stopped because they said they were working on Overwatch 2. Which now we know that's a big fat lie.
Yeah, no doubt. Like I said, it's 1.5. It's 1.5, right? So
it is.
So there's not right. They couldn't put that much effort. Like I said, I don't mean to be mean to the developers and artists and stuff like that. There is genuine love still in there, I can see.
Yes.
But you can see, like you said, it's rushed and it's not been developed enough, and like I said, they're trying to make money quickly. Which, yeah, I can understand. I can see that.
The good parts of this game were added in 2016 to early 2019. That's about it. Maybe
that's sad.
Maybe even just 2018. It is sad, but those are the remnants. It makes me genuinely sad, but the story for Overwatch is good. The lore for this Overwatch is good. I am in love with this.
Wasn't there even a suggestion of an actual movie coming out, like a cinema movie? Am I wrong? Am I making that?
I don't know.
In the back of my mind,
just said they wanted one.
Yeah,
because
maybe
these animated shorts were so good.
Yeah, that could be it. I feel like I said, they are so Pixar-esque that maybe my mind said, "Oh, there must be a movie coming out somewhere." Because I can imagine that being big money, and maybe they will release one soon, but it makes me sad because, like I said, you've got such a history, and there seemed to be so much material there already developed, and I genuinely in this one, and I haven't seen the video, so I guess in theory I'm missing out. I saw, like, jumping in newbie, I saw no narrative whatsoever, like apart from
there isn't
like,
any in the game.
I couldn't even tell you are the more, say, sinister-looking characters, are they bad guys?
Yes.
They are the bad guys. Okay. That's
Dave.
Good. That's good to know.
Yes.
So they are actually the bad guys. Okay, cool.
Here we go. Let me tell you. So this entire game started off of, let's say, the world in a crisis.
Yeah, okay.
30 years ago from the present, from where the game is currently, 30 years ago, the entire world started manufacturing robots, right? Helper robots to do the tedious menial work of the world so that the human race can prosper with... be lazy, most likely, but do other important things.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you.
So they started making too many of these robots and stopped. But somewhere down the line, one of these robots became smart enough. You know the classic story.
Yeah, this is smart enough to see
that humans.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. It's a tiny bit cliche that humans were the problem.
Of course.
So they retaliated against the humans. The real problem became when these robots, they're called Omnics. Sorry, Omnics. When these Omnics gained control of these manufacturing factories.
Okay.
So for each, let's say, legion of these Omnics that the humans destroyed, the factories would just create 10 more.
Makes sense. Yeah. So like
right.
a robotic
and the world got put into this huge crisis that became known as the Omnium Crisis.
Okay. Sounds very much like a Terminator, by the way. But it reminds me of the Terminator movies. But yeah, go on.
Instead of the world falling into disarray like in Terminator, out of the human race, there emerged these heroes.
Yeah.
Right? One couple from America, Australia, Japan, Haiti, places in Europe like Germany or Sweden.
Cool.
It is, and that's where we got these characters.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
These
I'm
characters that we like.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Gabriel Reyes, let's call him Reaper. We got Soldier 76, who's this anonymous man who's just actually Commander Morrison. We got Reinhardt from Germany.
Of course.
Torbjorn from Sweden. Roadhog, Junkrat, who weren't part of Overwatch, but they still emerged. It is genuinely...
That sounds cool. Yeah.
It does.
No,
These heroes then retaliated against the Omnium Crisis, but it was only when they banded together that they actually made an impact.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I can see that.
And so down the line, they banded together and they stopped the Omnium Crisis, but they stayed together.
Of course, because now they're basically a Justice League.
Exactly, and they branded themselves the Overwatch Strike Team or just Overwatch.
Oh, okay, cool. No, I'm with. Actually makes sense now because I only just realised I have no idea why it was called Overwatch. you've Jenny just explained that to me now. Okay, that's fair enough.
Exactly, they're called Overwatch because they watch over
us.
The human race.
Okay, I got you. Cool. No, like I said, that's a cool narrative, but that was nowhere to be seen when I booted up Overwatch 2. You know,
right?
There really wasn't. None of that was there. Not even a cinematic opening.
No, none of it. You get all of this through the animated shorts, the comic books, some short stories, books. It's all over the place except for the actual game.
Yeah, and that's a shame because you'd have thought they could just put a little trailer up there or like what they call it, like a prologue, like so that I could watch that and then be like, oh, but no. Yeah, exactly. But no, that wasn't there. So that's shame for me because I had no clue what was going on. But okay, so that's it. That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
It is interesting, but we're nowhere near done yet.
Okay, so of course, ladies and gentlemen, our score gap is night and day in regards to narrative, because I saw nothing, and of course Nick knows everything. So
that's why I gave it such a high score.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we could continue. Sorry, I didn't like say it. I'm all ears.
Overwatch has been established, but there's still just a core group of about 5 or 6 or 7 people. Down the line, they became blamed for all other world crises that happened that they could not entirely stop. They became blamed for all the collateral damage and such. Right? It's easy to blame.
Of course, yeah.
Them. Just like Tony Stark and the Avengers got blamed for all the collateral damage in what's it, Sokovia?
That's right. Yes, no, I'm with you.
That's almost the exact same thing that happened to Overwatch. So they disbanded.
Oh, okay, damn.
Yeah, they disbanded entirely. They went into the memory and then myth and then legend. Just kidding. But that's almost what happened. And then 10 years passed. 10 years passed after Overwatch got disbanded and they didn't get together. But all these characters still went their separate ways and still have very interesting, unique stories, character development, arcs, all these things. Each and every one of those.
Like this is sounding
the team captain.
This is sounding more like a series of things that I would watch if this was played on Netflix. Like I'd watch an episode of like a storytelling of these events like at any time. But go on, yeah, sorry.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
This is a good narrative.
It is,
Why is this not in the game?
I know, right? This sounds interesting. Keep going. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, it's story time.
The captain, Commander Morrison, right? Because he's the captain, he got blamed for a lot. Of course, he put on a mask and went into anonymity, right? I think he was somewhere in Spain when he got the call.
Okay.
That's right. He was taking down drug cartels.
Of course.
With a mask, being just this anonymous person.
Like
he wanted
vigilantism,
to be exiled.
right? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Vigilante, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
And he was just being a good-ass bro
Yeah.
to the people that needed it.
Mm-hmm.
Another person, Reaper.
Is that the guy with the two guns?
That's right. He's dual wielding 2 shotguns, and he's got a skull mask with a black hood.
That's right. Yeah.
He's the edgiest. He's the edgiest guy you'll meet.
Yeah.
It's insane. The people called him Edgelord when Overwatch first got released, but he got experimented on, way back after Overwatch got disbanded.
Okay.
Well, after Overwatch got disbanded, he then got experimented on, and he gained these powers of smoke and shadow.
Cool.
So he's able to teleport and become invincible, floating around the map.
Oh, yes.
And then just continue mowing people down with these shotguns. But he became horribly disfigured. Mm-hmm. That's why he's wearing the mask.
Makes sense.
It's genuinely... But a couple members, I don't call them members of Overwatch, but some members of Overwatch and some other people that weren't necessarily good created their own team called Blackwatch.
Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah.
Right. These are the bad guys.
That's a bit on
it's
the nose,
Reaper,
isn't it?
it's Widowmaker.
Yeah.
Right, the sniper.
Oh yes, yeah.
The sniper, Widowmaker, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And some other folks. McCree joined them as well because he was an outlaw.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Genji joined them because he, quote unquote, got killed by the Shimada clan and his older brother.
Wow.
There's so much story, Dave. I could just go on for hours. This is so good.
Yeah, I can hear that. Like I say, I could hear the passion coming through the mic.
Another Widowmaker, the sniper. Do you know why she's purple or blue?
No, I do not.
They actually slowed down her blood circulation so that she could have a steadier aim.
Oh wow, that's an intense reason, but I see why. That's why she's blue, right? Because
exactly. It's so... Oh man.
Oh shame. This, like I said, I feel for you because, like you said, I'm a Final Fantasy fan, and when they had Final Fantasy VII, the remake, and we were, all us Final Fantasy nutcases were all stressed out and all this. And I actually liked the remake. I know lots of diehard fans don't. I kind of liked where it went.
Yeah.
But I could imagine if they did that and then messed it up entirely, I would have been gutted. Like, I would have been really disappointed that after all this time, they made just like a cash-in, which it sounds like they're doing now, which I can understand how that you take that almost personally, because it was so good at the beginning. To a degree.
But I am grateful for the product that they released 6 years ago.
Yeah. And that was
grateful that it got me got me addicted for a couple of years.
Yeah, that was a premium product. You had to pay full price for Overwatch 1, right?
That's right. It was a full price $60 game at the time.
Ooh, yeah, damn.
It's a lot of money for an online only game.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But the value that I got out of it for a while was worth it.
Yeah, and they put a lot of effort into it, i.e. the videos and the narrative and the lore and stuff, right? No, it makes me sad to see what it is now. Like, and it's the interesting thing about our scores, because you can literally see that in our scores that to some degree your scores could still be on a basis of your love of Overwatch 1. And my scores are just, like I said, I don't play online shooters at all. Like I said, the last time I played it was about 15 years ago, and that was Counter-Strike. So my mind's very fresh, and it's almost painful to hear your disappointment. That makes me almost sad.
The thing is, I just know we're not going to get what we got.
You don't expect. You don't think in a year or so they'll fix it all, or you think this is basically bare bones as it gets, and they do a few bits of adjustments, and that's about it.
I think they're going to be adding the PvE, and I think that's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do think that is going to be stuck behind a paywall.
Yes, I wouldn't be surprised with Blizzard. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
It is a free game now, but what I liked about buying the game when it came out was that you bought the game, and then everything that they made was available to you.
As it should be.
It wasn't behind a paywall a time wall. You just got the content.
Yeah, as it should be, especially when you're paying a premium price, which we know that with a free-to-play game, they swap it around. They say, oh, well, it's free, and then they make all the good stuff, and the proper, without so much of a grind, they put that all behind a paywall of some sort.
Exactly, because they know the whales are going to be putting in not a lot of time, but a lot of money.
Yeah, some people are mental, like, out there. Now, I don't understand that. People put thousands and thousands of dollars into, I don't know, a paint job and stuff like that. I don't get it, but each their own. Like I say, it makes you happy to do it. But yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, it's really interesting to see. And from my point of view, I didn't know they messed it up so badly, especially from someone with the diehard fan that you are. I know it's quite shocking. But yeah,
it is.
And like you said, you don't actually see it fixing itself. A bit of a PvE and a couple more characters is probably all it's going to be.
I don't see it becoming the sequel that it needs to be anytime soon.
Like I said,
it might take a couple of years.
It's not going to overtake Fortnite, is it? Like anytime soon.
No, I don't think it is. I don't think it is. Fortnite's got the advantage that it could add thousands of skins and the game wouldn't change.
A lot of people argued that Fortnite also had the pandemic, which was unforeseeable, but was also a massive people were bored, so it got a massive player base due to the pandemic. Like a lot of things. You can't say that's their only claim to fame, don't get me wrong. It's still
there's a lot of variables.
Yeah, but that's an interesting one. But yeah, I just don't think I don't think anyone will catch up to Fortnite for a while until Fortnite gets stagnant. People will start finding it at least I've actually, I've never played Fortnite, so this is also nothing which I know is a shock to, I'm sure, most people listening, but I've not played Fortnite either.
I'm really still am enthralled by the history that they created for this franchise, and I'm sad to realize that it's not going to get any significant developments.
No, it's true. I agree. I really don't think it's going to.
Without trying to suck the community dry.
Yes, and let's face it, that seems to be Blizzard's MO. That's what they like doing. They don't seem to be shying away from doing that in most of their IPs at the moment. So like you say, visually, it jumped to a new engine. They were supposed to use a new engine, right?
I don't think they were supposed... I don't think that was ever part of what Overwatch 2 was going to be, a brand new engine.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think they said that it wasn't not going to be a new engine. They just kind of didn't address it.
Well, it's one of those, like I said, I know I said this in the other ones, and I know that this Overwatch was very much touted for cross-platform play.
Yeah.
And I often wonder if they just tone it back for the Switch. And I don't know what else plays. You can't play this on the phone, can you? I think no. Switch is as low as it goes, right? Which I agree that I know that lots of people argue that that's fine. Then you make the basic mode Switch, and then you can just amp up the PC, draw distance and graphics fidelity and stuff like that, and that's right. But I never know if they just keep it that simple so everybody can play it. I don't know. Like I said, I know it plays on the Switch, and let's face it, the Switch isn't the most... I like the Switch, but it's not the most powerful beast out there.
I mean, it's interesting because this just being a simple... actually a content update to the game, there is no visual enhancements to what was released in 2016.
No, I agree. Even I know. Like I said, I liked the colours and I like the visuals and it's bright and it's fun and like I said, I like the cartoony nature of all the characters and stuff. But even I don't notice. I don't know. I remember the posters and the other trailers for the game when Overwatch 1 came out, and I really don't see any difference. But I wondered if that was just me because I didn't know the original well enough.
No,
because I don't see any difference.
There's no difference. This is the exact same game that launched in 2016, which was before the Switch.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, that's a valid point. Which is, that is disturbing. Like you said, it is fun and pretty, but the fact that this is supposed to be, like you said, like I say, they deleted, or they said they got rid of all of Overwatch 1 and replaced it with this, so it's supposed to be an improvement in every way. But graphically, it's the exact same. It's like almost copy and paste, right? Like you can't really... Can you notice any graphics? Like I said, the difference. 1 and 2. Can you?
There aren't any. None. There's no graphical distance. It's the exact same. They just added it to after the title.
Oh, no way. Is it really that, like, even, like, I don't know, landmarks or pebbles or wall textures or anything?
Yes.
Wow.
That's why they, that's why I'm doing air quotes here, deleted Overwatch 1. They didn't delete it. They just took it in the back room, added it to, and then brought it back out as if it was a brand new game.
Oh, that's crazy. Like I said,
the menu is the exact same.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's crazy. Like I said, I don't know. That's crazy. That's crazy. So it's literally like logging into Overwatch 1.
The maps, the characters. This is what Overwatch looked like when it launched 6 years ago. Exactly the same. I'm not exaggerating.
That's crazy. That is crazy then. Yeah, that again, on my own biased view, I didn't even know that. Like, to think 6 years is a long time. You should have, a bit of spit and polish, it should have been quite easy to do.
They are going to, now that it's free, push this game for the next 5 or 6 years again.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no doubt.
To think that we need to look at the exact same everything for the next 5 or 6 years
There's
again.
Exciting. Yeah, no,
that's not how you do this, Blizzard.
No, I'm with you. Like for example, you've got nothing new to sit down to. Like, are there new maps out of curiosity? Like,
yes, there's a couple.
There's a
couple, but they've been releasing maps since this game started, so it's not enough to justify.
Oh, okay. They've been doing that in general.
They've been looking for an easy way out ever since. This was the last quality thing they released. Warcraft 3 Reforged.
Oh yes, I remember. Yeah, that was painful.
That was a total waste.
It was.
Diablo Immortal.
Yeah, I never played it. Was that on the mobile one, or was that the?
Yes, that's the mobile one.
Yeah, that was also pay gates, wasn't it?
Exactly. Blizzard. They've been looking for an easy way out for years now, and I mean,
no, I agree.
They keep getting away with it.
But like I said, you can see, like, in every example you just mentioned, you can always see the one that's overtaken them. Overwatch, this Fortnite, World of Warcraft. I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy is getting better numbers now. I may be wrong in that, but if they're not, it's going to soon. And even on like a hand mobile games, there are so many more mobile games doing better numbers than Diablo Immortal. So even when they're trying, they're not even hitting their peak. Like World of Warcraft, when that came out, and the years afterwards, let's face it, it's been going around a long time. It was always in the media releasing good and quality expansions and new character classes, and actually having something there to qualify your subscription fee. So again, this was good Blizzard. They actually did things, but now they're being overtaken by other IPs just because they're like I say, the paywalls and their bad business structure and not really
they're
giving
lazy
a damn.
And they just want money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I said, it is very sad when there's so many IPs out there that people loved, and they're just slowly being wrenched dry of any.
I don't think they. It's so sad. They expect us to look at this exact same game for the next 6 years or 7.
Yeah, that's
again.
Yeah,
and that's not how it works.
No, you don't treat people that way. That's kind of like treating people. Everybody's an idiot and they won't notice or something like that. That is, that's not how you treat people, especially your paying customers.
There and a lot of other consumers' argument would be that they've made this game free to play.
Yes, correct, of course.
That's the argument.
Yeah, but the thing is, analytics and stuff, I know that having a server base and a customer base and how many people are logged onto your servers at a time is actually money. I don't know how, but having a subscription base and stuff like that is financially viable. It's I don't know, call it like a virtual database and stuff like that. That information is actually worth money. So if you make a game free to play, it's not really that free, because initially just having you log onto their servers and play your game will actually make them money. Which is an interesting... I don't know how it does. I was reading this, and there's far more clever people out there than I do. That's why a lot of games are always initially free to play, because you... Kind of like if a website is very popular and you get a lot of visitors... Yeah. That builds the
I see.
The inverted, in commas, value to that website.
Yes.
Even though there isn't intrinsically any. It's the same thing with the free-to-play platforms of games. It kind of has value but doesn't, for lack of a better term. Sorry, I'm ranting now. But anyway, yeah, like I said, it's a shame. But how about audio then? What was again? I don't know any different. Audio I thought was all right.
It is. It's exactly right. The same point that I made with Mario Sports Mix is that you can't. It's physically impossible to take in everything on screen at once.
Oh, 100%.
It's impossible. That is why you need audio, right?
Oh, yes.
To help your senses along.
Well, it's one of those aspects of this game which I enjoyed, but there's also a learning curve, and it's a rarity to say that about audio, because there was yes, I don't know the characters' names, but I remember these little hint boxes coming up, and it said whenever you hear, I think the guy with the sword, the ninja saber, if you hear something, he can reflect your bullets back at you.
Yes. So every ability, every ult,
has a noise, right?
Any player does has a noise, and it's a very specific noise.
Yeah, but you had now, but as a newbie,
it's good sound design.
But as a newbie, you've got to now remember that's his noise and that's her noise, and that's that, and then work out what ability they're using, which is fine, which is good. Like I say, you put lots of hours in, it gets a lot easier. But it's
part of the fun.
Yeah, it's very chaotic when you're going in there. And granted, I say him because it annoyed me because I kept shooting him not knowing that was his ability and died. And so I was like, what the hell? But anyway, the sound on it is quite fun. Like I said, and we said it earlier, I genuinely enjoy hearing the different accents of all the characters. I don't know why. I find that quite refreshing and different. And I genuinely enjoyed that part. It's like being in the UN or something. like every different...
Right, yeah. You being British, you actually do... recognize a lot of these accents where you're from, right?
No, 100%, yeah. No, it's almost quite funny being a foreigner here. Maybe there's an aspect of going into a room and actually hearing accents I remember that might be a bit more comfortable for me. I don't know. Maybe it's a bit home-warming aspect to it.
I completely understand that.
But no, it is quite fun. The sound of it is pretty fun. I liked the premise that the more deadly the assault people are, the heavier their footsteps are, or something they said. I was reading another little tip box.
Oh, that's just all footsteps. All footsteps, really.
I read in this one that supposedly, granted I may have misread it, so don't quote me on this, that the more deadly attackers, let's say, have heavier footsteps so that you know that you're more close to danger than the other ones.
So how it works, I might also be wrong in this case, and that might be right. But from how it works in Overwatch 1 is it's just the enemy team that has heavy footsteps. You can't really hear your team's footsteps, but the enemy's team's footsteps are very loud.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't even think of that. Granted,
every character on the enemy team except for one character.
One that flies or something.
Exactly, Zenyatta. He's the Omnium who's reached enlightenment. He floats.
Fair enough, yes. I think that's everybody knows that when you reach enlightenment, you float.
He don't got footsteps.
Like I said, I'm not sure if I've unlocked all these characters, because when you reach, I don't know, when you start Overwatch 2, they're all locked. Out of curiosity, because you had such a prevalent Overwatch 1, were they all unlocked for you, or is everyone goes back to base?
Yes, all of them were unlocked for me.
Oh.
I didn't even know that we were supposed to unlock them.
That's odd.
All these characters, but it's most likely because I had Overwatch 1. All of these characters were unlocked to me.
Oh, it's possibly because you paid full price as well. So yes, I'm guessing that means
most likely.
Okay, that's cool, because mine weren't. I only had a handful, obviously, which I understand. You need to set some sort of achievement aspect or something to go towards a target and stuff. So I kind of understand that part. Well, that's interesting. I didn't know you had all the characters unlocked. That's cool.
Another interesting fact that I really like about the audio of this game is that each character has an ultimate ability. You know that.
Yeah.
And if a character, let's say if there was a Hanzo on your team and a Hanzo on the enemy team, right? They'd have the same ultimate.
Of course.
There is, through the audio, a way that you can distinguish which Hanzo is ripping the ultimate.
Oh, cool. How? Okay, I'm intrigued now.
Do you know? I was going to ask you, do you know?
No. You got to take into account, I was playing these games. It was so chaotic at times. You're lucky you chose Hanzo, because I actually know what his ultimate looks like. So I'm glad about that.
The chaos is the perfect word for...
Yeah, no, definitely. Matches. Yeah, no, exactly.
You can actually distinguish if it's your ally Hanzo or the enemy Hanzo that rips their ability by if they say it in English or their native language.
Oh, really? So which one? What, English would be your team and native theirs? Or the other way around?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
if it's English, you know.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, this is our Hanzo. If it's native, you don't know what they're saying, and it just adds to the anxiety.
Oh, that's really cool, though. And and you mean like proper native? Like, are they actually speaking?
Yes.
I wasn't listening.
These voice characters. Yes, these voice characters are native speakers of their country of origin.
Oh, that's excellent.
So the Indian speaker that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
She then uses one of the Indian dialects.
Oh, that's cool. And the German, and the French, and stuff like that. Oh, that's cool. That's another layer. Exactly. I like that. That's really cool. I didn't hear it myself because I was concentrating on not dying or trying to shoot things like that. But that's really cool. I didn't know that. I like that. I like the idea of including that type of thing.
And that is really a smart way of conveying to the player, in a macro sense, what is happening.
No, I think that's brilliant. Like I said, but it's a shame that, I never saw a tidbit saying that on like the game, like a tidbit or a help saying, listen out to other languages, because that would be a handy thing to know. But they don't hold. I know it sounds like almost kiddie, but they don't really hold hands to new players.
Oh no, they don't.
Because that would have been a really interesting thing to know. Like, granted, it wouldn't have helped me. I learned something else about Overwatch 2 is that I suck at it, but it was an interesting. That would have been interesting to maybe help me suck less.
There's a load of these things that would help new players into this game. But
so by all accounts, you are actually pro level though. Like with the amount of hours you put into it. Don't tell me you put lots of hours in, but you were still really bad at it. I can only imagine you were pretty good, right?
I've tried not to play competitive games because
of that
people took it very seriously.
Oh yeah,
people took it too seriously.
Yeah, I don't know if we can include that in audio, but some of the audio of people playing, because I don't play online so much. It's so funny how serious, and I'm not even playing ranked. I'm playing.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, open. I don't know what you call it. So we're all just playing to play. You're just playing to get experience, I suppose, in the long run. But you're just playing to play. But wow, people take this thing like so seriously, and
too seriously.
I can understand. Like I said, I don't play online things, so the whole toxic community thing. I've kind of been outside the window, so to speak, looking in. But some of these things people say, and they're only really just like restating fact, but in an aggressive way. Like you're all noobs. What's wrong with you? And it's like, well, you just mentioned we're all noobs. That's what's wrong. We don't know what are you being angry about? We don't know what we're doing because you're correct. They got so angry. It was so funny. And especially, sorry, it's another thing. The people who take the time to type it, I also find even more hilarious. Because I can understand you getting angry and going, "Rah!" But they're getting so angry and then getting your keyboard and going. I just think that's just another level of I don't know, aggression that just cracks me up.
It is. A lot of people don't know how to control their emotions.
No, it's funny. But anyway, so I don't know if that counts as audio.
In an environment where the stress is high, but the stakes are, I mean, like artificially high.
Yeah, that's true, but very artificial.
People just get like, very rude.
Yeah, it's so silly. But anyway, that's just me.
Especially when they're anonymous.
Yes, of course.
Insane.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, but I don't know if that includes audio. Like hearing it was hilarious to me.
I think it does.
But yeah, you can't really blame Blizzard for that, I suppose. But that made me laugh on a number of occasions. Okay. Now we've talked about, like I said, we talked about the audio. What did you think of gameplay? Again, from somebody who's Overwatch 1 pro to somebody who's pretty damn useless. What did you think? Like I say, comparatively from 1 to 2.
From my perspective, what they've changed is, in Overwatch 1, there was a lot of shields and, by extension, a lot of shield bashing. To get to the team behind the shield, you needed to destroy the shield.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah.
In Overwatch 2, they've reduced the shields by a lot. Right, so it's less hiding behind a shield and then attacking shield and more team fighting. So
this makes it quicker then, right? Because I was wondering why they took it from 6v6 to 5v5 because 6v6 doesn't sound like that much either. But was there a problem with shields then or something? Because like I said,
I wouldn't necessarily. Yeah,
I played the game and it seems relatively frantic and like a good. I don't know how long a round takes. 10 minutes? I don't know. 15 minutes? I don't know.
Yes, 10, 15 minutes.
10, 15. And it's a good frantic bit of like 15 minutes and it's enjoyable. I just didn't think, like, was there that big of a difference when you had an extra person on either side?
So it just became more chaotic than it is now. And I kind of liked it. I think the move from 66 to 5v5 is a good one. Although I still liked 6v6 because there was a bit more chaos going on, and if one player was shit, it didn't impact it as much as it does now.
That's true. So they really
be a good or a bad thing.
All they really needed to do was what they call it, youngsters say, nerf the shield things, and you'd have been happy with 6-6.
I guess so. Yeah, but I'm also still happy with 5v5, and that doesn't matter to me at all.
Yeah, I didn't.
It really doesn't.
Like I said, I didn't because I don't know the difference. I thought 5v5 was fun. It was quick enough to quickly jump in, die, and then come back again. I thought that was, like I said, I thought that was fun. I must admit, my biggest headache, which I'm sure was just me, was every time I'd finally have enough for my superpower, it'd start counting down to the end of the level, and I'm always like, God damn it! Every single time I activated my superpower like twice. Now that's potentially because I'm not very good. But that always seemed to happen to me.
You popped your ult. You haven't popped your ult a lot.
Not a lot, no. And there's another. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt. Go on.
Wow, whose ultimates have you popped?
Well, that's what confused me because, like I said, I'm just trying to get the grips of it. And there's a bad guy I'm shooting. I'm going over there. I'm trying to hide. I'm being relatively useless, and I'm trying to. I'm not even used to the mechanics, the Q and left shift. So I'm trying to get used to those being my activators and E or whatever. And so I'm just trying to get to it. And then like some of them you press. It is Q, right? It's Q the.
It is Q. It is Q.
And then
press
it activates on screen. So I don't know. You either do a special attack or you put a special shield or you heal people. I don't know what it is. But some of them I kept pressing Q and nothing was going on. And I'm like, why is I actually took my Q button out to see if there was a bit of fluff in it. So, granted, maybe I'm wrong. There was. There's some people where you press Q and then you have to shoot.
For some people you have to ult on an ally or enemy.
Yes. See now,
Ana, for example, the healer sniper.
Yes, I think that's the problem
Q
I had
on an ally.
Yeah, see, that's the problem I had. It was the sniper ally. It was the healing woman, right? She heals.
Yes, with the sniper.
I kept pressing
an old
Q,
woman.
And I'm like, why is this not working? And again, I would have liked this explained. Now maybe I'm not reading. I've got this premise where I don't read things properly. It probably says a little thing on there that says make sure you point at someone. But I'd like to be pressing Q 3 times and then maybe the little hint comes up saying, "Guess what, idiot? You've got to point at a teammate before you do that." Something like that, because I was losing my mind. I was pressing it there. Do it. This is the perfect time. Granted, I don't even know. Like I said, I'm very new, so I don't know each person's special ability. So I'm just expecting it to be awesome, whatever I do. So I just go in a mess and then just press Q, because I'm guessing that's going to help somebody somehow. A lot of the time, not so much.
It's so funny. It's so funny to hear you say this, because I've known these things for years.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
To get someone's fresh perspective on all of this, it's quite funny.
No. Like I said, I like. Yeah, again, I'm to say that I'm fresh to these games is kind of like even an understatement. I haven't played these at all. No Fortnite now. Yeah. So I'm like very fresh. Like I know these concepts are quite in other games too, like special powers and unlocking these and that and stuff. So I'm very new to it. It is a lot of fun. Like I say, we're talking about the gameplay. I just didn't. Again, one of the things, as a new player, they don't really explain the different scenarios that much. Now, I know enough about
they don't.
Capture the flag and protect the zone, or whatever the hell what the proper term is called. That I get. And then there's another one where there's a big robot. And
yes, that's one of the new modes for Overwatch 2. I think that's the only new mode for Overwatch 2.
And that's fun.
Yep.
But I don't know, am I supposed to be pushing it? Am I supposed to be standing next to it and it moves? I have no clue. Like, there's a big robot and it is moving. And I don't know if I'm doing it. Is there someone pushing it? Are you supposed to shoot it? I did not have a clue. I was just, of course, just shooting everybody else. What? Okay, that robot, what are you supposed to do? Actually push it.
For most or all of these modes, for someone that do not know what to do, you kind of figure it out as you play and as you watch your teammates or the enemy teams. You watch what they do and then you figure it out.
Okay, I should have probably done a bit more of that then. So okay, as a pure answer to it, what do you do with that robot? You stand close, or do you actually have to like get behind it and press forwards?
You stand close to it.
You stand close to it. I thought so.
Just having you near it.
Yeah, that's right. In the vicinity
makes it realize. Oh, okay. I'll push it for you.
Because I didn't know if I was being like a really bad teammate. Because sometimes I'd be, I don't know, the healer, because that seemed to be one of the easiest things to do. And I thought, well, I'm back here. Should I push it? And then I'm like, is everybody expecting me to push it whilst they protect me? I don't know. But yeah, at least I know now. The modes are cool and they are relatively self-explanatory, but it would also be kind of cool on a loading screen to actually... I know, the loading screens are quite quick, so they're not there for long.
You're not wrong.
A little bit of a premise
just drop
of what to do.
Drop your objective or whatever.
Yeah, it seems that a lot of Overwatch 2 is under the assumption that you've played a lot of Overwatch 1, which is kind of a fair assumption because a lot of people have played, but it would be nice for, I don't know, youngsters who weren't even alive when Overwatch 1 came out and they want to play this one, for example, so that they, or old people like me who obviously worked too much and didn't play enough online games.
But I mean, that's just the thing. There isn't any, according to Overwatch the game, there isn't any difference between Overwatch 1 and Overwatch 2 because it is the same game. It's not even copy-paste.
It just reinforced your point, doesn't it? Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Because if it was a new game, everybody would need a tutorial and an explanations to things, wouldn't it? If it was a brand new game, nobody's going to know what's going on. Which is...
Yeah, but the gameplay for Overwatch 2 is, as a whole, it's good.
Oh,
but it's only good because Overwatch 1's gameplay was good.
Yes. And like I said, the only problem I'd have with any gameplay with Overwatch, of course, is your other teammates. Because, like you'd have these times, even when I was on there, and everybody just wants to be an attacker, and nobody picked support or healer or what the actual thing.
That's right.
At all. Like there's no strategy to some people's mindsets. Like you're just going to get annihilated.
That's been an issue ever since the game launched. Everyone just wanted to be DPS.
Yeah,
right?
Of course.
They just wanted to do damage. Yeah. They didn't want to do anything else, like a crowd controlling tank. Or
exactly. I can, and I don't know. Maybe because you have to unlock everything progressively. I don't know if there is a mode. It'd be nice if there was a mode that kind of just made you randomize which roles you played. Like, say there was 2 attackers, 2 tanks and 1 healer, and then it had your team after each round have to swap out which one you played. Maybe there is. Maybe I just didn't get into that. Does that exist?
Yes, that exists.
Okay, good. Because I'll be honest with you. I did my best work as a healer because it meant I got to stand back. Because
who did you heal as?
I liked that the floaty, flyy angel woman with like a stick.
Yeah, Mercy.
Yeah. With the stick where you could heal or amplify their damage. I liked her because I like flying up every once in a while. Yeah, she was alright.
Mercy's very good. Oh yeah, she's one of the those beginner players that you could start with and then one of the easier ones to play with. Mercy's always good to have a Mercy.
No, she was good. It was one of those with Mercy I probably stayed alive the longest and felt like I actually made a difference with the my attackers or my the damages, because if you keep healing them, of course they've got more chance to shoot the others and blah blah blah.
So, an interesting thing, Mercy was part of the original Overwatch strike team.
Yes, I thought so. I recognised her.
Yes, as part with Anna, the old lady.
Yeah.
Right. Commander Morrison or Soldier 76, the old man.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Reinhardt, the old man, and Torbjorn, the old man, as well as Reaper, the experiment.
Yeah.
And you might be wondering, wait a minute, Mercy looks like she's 30 Why?
True. Oh, yes.
Why would she be...
Yeah.
Right?
Mm.
That is because she, with... how do I say this? Lab mate, Moira, the other supportive healer from Ireland, they concocted this lab-made Fountain of Youth.
Oh, cool. That sounds
In
fun.
the lore, they actually made a lab-made Fountain of Youth that Mercy has. It's part of her character. And that's why she doesn't age. I think she's somewhere in her 60s or 70s.
Oh, wow. Didn't know that at all. Well, like, it's another of those things that little, like, say, because you know every character and their backstory and their abilities and stuff like that. And I understand that the ability side is something you're supposed to learn and develop as you play, which I get. But there are certain gameplay aspects. What's the little girl who's in the pink robot? What's her name?
That's my wife.
That's your wife.
D.Va.
That's D.Va, right? And does she jump out of her robot?
She does.
Which one are you then supposed to shoot?
What do you mean?
When she jumps at her robot comes storming ahead of you like miniguns and going berserk. And if I destroy the robot, do I kill her too?
No. Okay, so
see this as a new person, I'm like, which one am I supposed to shoot? It's so chaotic.
It is. It really is. This is why I keep touting that each character in this game is unique. If you have not played Overwatch 1, then yes, Overwatch 2 is going to be a huge delight.
Yeah,
it's going to be great.
Yeah, it.
But from my perspective, it's not. So
yeah.
Anyway, D.Va.
Yeah.
The letter D, full stop, V-A, D.Va.
Okay. Yeah.
It's so good. She is the South Korean character in this game.
Fair enough. Yeah. Narratively,
she was part of South Korea's mecha team, who would fend off the huge robot that would attack Seoul every other month.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right? So in South Korean fashion, they made mech suits and had StarCraft 2 pro players pilot these mech suits.
Is that the law, StarCraft?
That is law.
Is that really law?
Right.
Okay.
D.Va is a professional StarCraft 2 player.
Okay, cool. That's cool.
They specifically chose esports pro gamers because of their ability to, how do I say this, multitask and perform quick actions in succession. Right?
Yeah, no, I've seen the Koreans do that. They are very good at it, like insane.
Exactly.
So I like that's law. Yeah.
David, the narrative is so good.
It's cool. Yeah.
D.Va, along with her other teammates, formed the team Mecha, where they would pilot mech suits and fend off this bi-monthly giant robot attack on Seoul. She had other teammates on the Mecha team. One of them is King. Another is a character that I'm anticipating they're going to be adding in the next couple of years called Demon.
Okay.
They're all just South Korean esport gamers within a mech suit. And D.Va is the most popular one. She's the influencer of the group.
Okay, yeah. She's
pink,
she's the cute little...
kitty.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Exactly.
Now, which one do I shoot?
She's one of the most popular characters in the actual Overwatch game. Sorry, what did you ask?
Which one do I shoot? Like, do I try and shoot her, the little tiny little girl that's like jumps out of it, or not?
At the start of the game, she is in her mech suit.
Yeah, the big pink thing. Yeah.
She can only get out of her mech suit when the mech suit is destroyed, or if she sends her mech suit hurtling as a self-destruct bomb.
Oh, okay. Is that why?
That's the only way those are the only two ways that she could get out of her suit.
Oh. Okay.
And in both instances, her mech is destroyed afterwards.
Okay, no, I got you. So definitely shoot her. Okay, that's
she has got two ults. The one is she jumps out of her mech suit and her mech suit turns into a self-destruct bomb.
Okay, yeah. I've probably seen that.
The other ult is when she's just running around as a gamer girl on her feet shooting with a tiny pistol.
Yeah, that's right. No, I've seen that. And she's hard to shoot. She's small and
tiny.
annoying.
She's
and
tiny.
Exactly. She is hard to... Okay.
Her ult then is when she calls another mech hurtling in from the sky, landing in front of her feet, and then she climbs into a brand new mech suit, full HP.
Oh, whoa, no way.
Yes.
That's crazy, but damn.
It is crazy. But her, I think her human, let's say human form, her unmechad form,
is super
just
weak.
Just running around, tiny girl,
yeah,
is super weak.
Yeah,
super weak.
It had to be. It had to balance.
A couple of shots,
out.
maybe just one headshot, and she's gone.
Okay. Well, at least I've learned something. Like I said, I can understand how maybe this is the fun part for other people to learn, and maybe if I got a few more hours, I wouldn't have this problem and stuff. But like I said, this is part of gameplay to some degree, and I would have liked, even maybe like when I'm respawning or something, like the person who killed you, if it gave you a brief of what they do and why, that would have been kind of interesting. Like I get the kill cam, which just kind of makes you feel a bit incompetent. At least it did, like, oh, you killed me, okay, awesome. Oh, and a couple things. Again, they don't explain. Like, all of a sudden, I'm doing stuff, and then hacked comes up onto the screen. And I'm like, okay, what does that mean?
What? A hat?
Hacked. H-A-C.
Oh,
as hacked. In, I've been hacked.
Yeah, you got hacked.
Who? When? How? What? What's it mean? Like, should I run? I don't know what I'm supposed to
do. Dave.
Yeah.
You got hacked.
Damn.
There's a character, there's a Spanish character.
Okay, yeah.
That had a run-in with the captain of the Overwatch strike team. Remember, Commander Morrison?
I do, yep.
He was protecting the, the unprotected citizens of, let's say, the Spain from, or in Southern America, some places, I might be getting that wrong, from drug cartels and general bad people. One of these girls that he saved was a young Spanish girl called Sombra. So Sombra grew up and eventually learned to hack.
Of course, who doesn't?
And she was a natural, and she just got better and better and better up until the point where she got hired into the Blackwatch team. Remember Blackwatch being
she's a bad guy, right?
Yeah, she's a total bad guy. So despite being saved by one of the good guys in her childhood, she grew up to become a bad guy.
Oh, okay. Cool. What Law again is a winner there.
Yeah, and she can easily hack, let's say, the enemy team within a couple of seconds. I think one character at a time, though.
Yeah.
And then you're unable to use any abilities.
Well, you can shoot, but just none of the abilities.
You can shoot, that's it.
Is that for the entire period that you're out until you die, or just for like 10 seconds?
No, I think that's just for about 7, 8, 9, 10 seconds.
But yeah, again, this would have been interesting to be informed whilst I was playing or in game or something. Like
you're right. A lot of these gameplay aspects aren't told to you, but I think that's Blizzard's way of encouraging the community to talk to each other.
Yeah, that's a good, like, almost, I mean, a bit negative, a PR spin to some degree. Oh no, we left explaining that out because we just believed our fan base were so polite to one another they'd explain it. Now I'm glad you're here because I'd never find the answer. And team kill? Is that good? Or did somebody kill their own member of their team?
No, team kill means an entire team has been wiped out. Whether it's your team or their team, the entire team has been wiped.
Oh, that means that they're all
usually
spawning at the same time.
There's gong in the background. Gong. And this lady says, team kill.
Yeah, and that's a good thing then, right?
It's either very good and super satisfying or very bad and makes you want to quit the game.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It depends. Was your team wiped or their team wiped?
No, their team was wiped, so I should feel happier about my services in that regard.
That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Okay, so that means they're all spawning at the same time. So we managed to wipe them all out, all in within.
Yes, and they're all spawning at the same time, which is a less favorable thing.
Yes, I can imagine, because then they're all clustered in the time frame. Okay, cool. I'm with you. Well, that's good to know. But yeah, again, the game doesn't tell you this. I'm glad
the game doesn't
you're here.
It's to encourage the community to talk to each other. But in the heroes section, in the hero screen, where you can check out each hero and all the things you've collected for them.
Yeah.
If you look at a hero and you press F1, it'll give you a rundown of all of their abilities and their ultimate.
Yeah, I saw that, but like I said, I'm kind of old, and there's like how many heroes? 35, and I'm supposed to remember all that. I
think much more.
Don't get me wrong. If you played a lot more, I understand that eventually you'd learn all the.
No, but I mean, who wants to sit through and read every ability for 50 different heroes? Yeah. I don't want to do that.
No, but
play the game.
Like I said, the game is inherently fun. Another interesting aspect, again, I'm very much the noob here. It doesn't kind of like tell you how many kills you've made. And now is that the premise so that it's more of a team game, so you don't feel like a glory hog? Now, granted, I wasn't playing ranked, so maybe it was an aspect to that as well.
It does tell you how many kills you have, but they're not called kills; they're called eliminations.
Well, I only found out my eliminations when I went to my own stats page. Like maybe I missed it. Like I said, I'm trying to not die or something. I'm relatively frantic when I'm playing. But at the end of the round, I never got like you killed 6 or you assisted 5, unless I'm being insane.
You do.
Yeah. Okay.
You do, and you're not insane. I just think that there's what can only be described as a bit of a cacophony on screen by all the numbers and stats that they give you after a match. You get to see everyone's KD, objective time, eliminations, objective eliminations. You get to see who gets gold, silver, bronze medals. Although I think they removed medals for Overwatch 2. You get to endorse teammates. You get to endorse enemy teams.
What's endorse just means you enjoyed playing with them, or what? Does that give them more experience?
If you endorse someone as a shot caller, teammate, or a helpful person, they get. All these endorsements are tallied up. Yeah. And then other people can then see by in your profile or on your profile name how much endorsements you have.
Would this be in the premise if you were trying to make a team or something, like if you were trying to find somebody?
No, it's just so you could quickly see in your team where their skills are. Like if you see someone has a thicker orange line than others, then that guy is most likely to have more leadership capabilities in the team.
So this isn't necessarily to denote skill level. It's kind of to indicate teamwork level. Like this person knows how to work together.
Yeah, if someone has a thicker orange line, there might be a leader. If someone has a thicker purple line, there might be a good team player. If someone has a thicker green line, then they're a very friendly player.
Okay, that's what sounds nice. But that's a good way of doing it. I kind of like that. Like I said, that's an aspect I didn't even know. I'll be being so new. But I like the idea of being able to gauge players with a color system. Yeah, again, that's not explained in the slightest. Like I thought it was just like this guy was good, and so if you play with him next time, you get to see, oh, this guy's nice, so maybe I'll follow him or something like that. But I like the color system. I like the idea that it's semi-rewarding being a good team player compared to somebody who can just do headshots all the time or quick reflexes or whatever. Because I don't get me wrong, I get that they're needed for such games, but I do like that you need. Like I said, you need the tanks to distract whilst you people
to have some crowd control to disperse.
Exactly.
There's a huge rock paper scissors economy going on in this game.
Yes, 100%.
It's massive,
but it is very hard. Like I can see where they've tried to put all the systems in place, but there's no way you just don't sometimes go into a match and everybody's just runs off to go and shoot people. Doesn't matter which character they're playing. They're just running off to the other side of the map.
It happens most games.
Yeah.
It happens most games. I think that's why a lot of people do ranked, because...
Yes, I'm guessing that gets less and less as you rank up, because then you're getting more skilled and more...
Yeah, but it's so stressful. I want to unwind when I play games.
Yes, 100%. And yet again, there's that addiction aspect, isn't it? That we were talking about earlier.
Very much so, because the better you play, the more shinier your badge, the higher your number.
I can only imagine.
And
look at all the prestige.
And at a certain point, your score degrades if you don't play for a while.
That's the horrible part. It's
predatory.
Because I bet you, I don't know if it does, but I bet you Battle.net or whatnot, you'll get a notification that you've been downgraded somehow, so that you feel bad about your day, and then I'll have to play Overwatch again later. Yeah, that's kind of mean. But anyway, gameplay wise, this was fun.
Makes me sad.
I've never played these games before. I can understand why they're a lot of fun. Like I said, it's a bit too hectic for me, but I do have this policy of the games. I do kind of get too caught up in the franticness. And I can imagine that, to be honest with you, to play it properly, I should have probably hid behind cover more, waited for them to come to me, that type of scenario to play the game at a higher level. Am I wrong, or do you generally just run in and gun?
No. Playing as a team is definitely the way to go, and I think now that we've made an episode, we should play a couple of matches together.
Yeah, no, I can do that.
So that I can in game show you the ropes and all these.
Yeah, and then slowly get me addicted.
No,
it's fine. I'm not like I said. I still don't have this. I don't understand the addiction to like cosmetic things. That's always kind of confused me. I could understand if you actually get a more powerful gun or faster. I understand how that would make that unfair on other people, but I can understand the draw of doing that. Like in any adventure game where you experience and you level up and you get more powerful. The draw of getting really strong, I get. The draw of doing it again and again and again, and now I've got a different coloured hat. That's never really done it for me. But granted, lots of people find that fun, and I don't mean it a dig in any way. But that's just not done for me.
Okay.
But anyway, gameplay-wise, it is fun.
It is fun, definitely. If you've not played Overwatch 1 and this is the first time you're playing it, it is a very, very, very nice package to just go and play.
Yeah, and it's kind of
but
like...
not for too long.
And any age as well. There was nothing in there, apart from other players, so just switch off your mic or don't sort of mute things. But it's very, very age-friendly. It doesn't matter what age you are. It's all fun, there's no blood, there's no actual violence, it's all just... Yeah, it is a nice, easy one to drop in and play, yeah.
Okay, before we continue, David, we need to leave in probably the next 10 minutes.
Okay,
so we
apologies. Yeah, go on.
Wrap up performance and value for time/money rather quickly.
Okay, let's jump into it. So performance-wise, did you have any problems?
Loads.
Yeah,
Loads.
Yeah, apart from the obvious problems. Oh, sorry, go on. What
the obvious problems being the queue.
Yeah.
The queue for this game. I don't know if you heard, but Blizzard got attacked, was a victim of a DDoS attack.
Yeah, no, I did.
Which rendered the servers a bit unplayable for most people.
Now, a DDoS, I'm not entirely, like I say, I'm trying to be quick. A DDoS attack is when they're attacked with an abundance of information. Is it something like that?
I think so.
And so that fills up the servers and thus makes the queues longer. At least that's my understanding. I may be wrong. But
same.
It caused everybody that same issue. The queuing time got a bit mental, especially the first few days, I'm told.
Yes. I thankfully didn't have this problem again after the first day. So from the second day, I could comfortably turn the game on and jump into games.
Yeah, I didn't have too long a wait. A couple times it kept it found a server, then dropped out or something like that. But I'd imagine that's somewhat normal. Nothing runs smoothly. Yeah.
But regarding other performance issues, I did have the game lag. I did have network lag. There were abilities that didn't land, graphical glitches, just a load of things that never used to happen.
Oh, it's one of those differences for playing the first one to this one. Again, I'm not too knowledgeable about this, but do they have servers for every country, or are you always logging onto an American server or something like that?
So I think they've got servers for North America, Europe, and Asia. Mm-hmm. Those are the ones that are coming to mind.
Basically, right?
Yes, the continents, except for Africa, because no one cares about Africa.
No one cares about Africa. So let's premise that. Let's premise on that we do also kind of sometimes live in South Africa. We don't just hate Africa. Nobody. We generally do care kind of about Africa. We're not just hating on Africa. But it's true. Africa doesn't get enough love in the.
No, it doesn't.
The online sports.
But did you have any?
No. I had the same thing. The same thing everybody else is moaning about. Yeah, there was a bit of. There was lag. There was a couple issues logging in. I think sometimes when I logged in, I had to play 5 games again to unlock everything. And I thought that was just going to be a day one thing, but then I logged in the second day and I had to do it again. I didn't have to redo the tutorial, but I had to play 5. So I'm guessing that was a bug in some way. Yeah, I had that.
Yes.
It was a bit annoying, but because I was just playing for the first time, it didn't really bug me. But I can imagine that other people that would really frustrate them. But that's about it. It played performance-wise. It had the issues we all knew it was going to have, and so they were there. But apart from that, it was okay. It worked.
So the next segment we usually have for games is for games that can be bought, right? The segment is called Value for Money.
Yeah. which is
in this case, for a free-to-play game, we're going to slightly tweak the segment a bit into, and we're going to call it value for time. As this game is free-to-play, you don't need to spend any money, but the most valuable resource that this game does take from you is your time.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. Like I said, it's as long. It's one of those things that people would argue. It is a time thing, but it's also, depending how you play it, you could pop in for one round and then stop. You could definitely do.
Especially if it's absolutely your choice.
Yeah, especially if you're playing on the Switch. I can imagine why this would be quite a fun, quick little thing. Get a coffee at a coffee place. Switch your Switch on, get the local Wi-Fi, and do a quick round whilst you're waiting for the bus or somebody to pick you up. I can understand that would be quite fun because it's that you don't. It's a weird thing. You don't actually overly have to concentrate on it, like if you were following a narrative. But it's also fun enough to keep your attention for half an hour, and time will disappear. Yeah, which I like.
The other side of the coin is then if you were to devote a bit more time, probably let's say an hour or something a day. Do you still get that same amount of value, or is that value exponentially less?
See, that's one thing only you can really tell, because I wouldn't know what the initial you used to get. Like, I get you get these little medals and little things, and you get experience, which I get, and that's fun. And I understand you have to put that in there because there is no narrative or there's no actual story yet, so you've got to have some sort of progression, or the game would just get stagnant. It would get boring if you're not actually achieving anything.
That's true.
But yeah, like I said, for me, that side of things just gets a bit too boring. Like I said, if there was, like you said, like an actual story mode, and that was tied in potentially with online play or something like that, that would be a different matter. If you unlocked chapters of the story through just hours of play or something, that would be brilliant. That I'd understand.
It would. That is going to be behind a paywall, but if it's good, I might buy it. So I think the value for money in that case is a bit justified, but without it, everything's stuck behind a battle pass.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
again, for someone that has not played Overwatch 1, I think the value is there. But for someone that has played Overwatch 1, and I think most people that has played Overwatch 1 has played Overwatch 2,
yeah, I agree.
The value isn't really there.
No, I agree entirely. I think there's two different sides of the coin, which is, like I say, makes it fascinating. From my perspective, it was a fun time out. It was chaotic. I like the briefness. You can play it for hours or 10 minutes. But I can perfectly understand from your perspective, it's no different. There's no extra need for you to play this version compared to, sadly, not being able to, but playing one. Like,
exactly. No difference. Besides the battle pass.
Yeah, exactly.
Overwatch's greed is a bit more prevalent in this one.
Which, that's disappointing. I can understand that it's disappointing. So it is an interest. And like you say, I can only imagine you are the more common denominator in this factor. There are more people who have played Overwatch than people who haven't in the gaming world days.
Is there anything else you want to say on value for time?
No, I'm good.
Right. Okay. Let me just get the... Here we go. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So, now that we've talked about all our points for Overwatch 2, we've given all our scores, we've thrown it in the calculator and the calculator into the microwave. The microwave is giving us, is telling us that the letter grade rating we gave for Overwatch 2 is C+.
Which is kind of, I like that because it's not overly, it's not everything's got, it's not all cherry picked and stuff like that. Because it comes from my progression, which had a really good time, and Nick's kind of disappointed time, which gives you a nice, a more average score for it, which I enjoy.
I just can't. If you told someone 15 years ago that a brand new numbered Blizzard game only got a C+.
Yeah, I know, right?
They wouldn't believe you.
No, it's true.
I mean,
it's very true.
A brand new Blizzard game, that's supposed to be getting that's A's across the board.
Always, yeah. You could always like I say, back in the day you didn't, but you'd always pre-order
back in the day
a Blizzard game because you knew you were getting quality. There was no risk.
Exactly.
But now, it's
not the case anymore.
Nah, it's like I said.
It is sad. I'm. But again, this has been Overwatch 2. I'm very glad this episode is finished, so I don't need to touch this game again. Again,
Yes.
I'm very scared of getting back into things with Overwatch.
No,
I don't want to.
I'm fairly confident in your wife's ability to kick your ass. So.
Yes, me too.
I don't think that would ever happen again. Yeah, I'm very confident in that. Anyway, what's our next game, Nick?
Next week, let me check here. Yes, next week we are going to be talking about. Here we go. The game giving everyone thalassophobia.
Yeah.
Signaling some horrors in the deep. We are going to be talking about Subnautica.
Yeah, we're a bit late to the party, but we'll be playing that game, and like I said, I look forward to sharing it with everyone, because I generally do have fear of the sea, and this is my first horror game. I know lots of people wouldn't agree this is a horror game, but for me, this is very much a horror game. So yeah, listen next episode.
This week we are going to be dipping our toes and getting our feet wet.
That's right.
So tune in next week for the Critical Arcade podcast, and tell your parents.
Tell your parents.
You can follow me on Twitter at It's Time for Nick, and if you follow David, he'll probably slap you with a wet fish.
Yeah, why not? Let's make it nautical themed. A very large wet fish.
Yes.
Why not?
Right. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Thank you very much. Right.